Howdy, everyone. This is Matt Duran, and I'm glad that you joined us for Shiloh's online Bible class today. Today's lesson is by one of our elders, Mike Warner. Now, I know that I have struggled over the last 2 weeks to stay grounded. My routine has been uprooted in every way. Mike is going to address that.
That boat was going up and down and up and down, and Jesus, as he was walking on the water, was going up and down. It was a frightening thing.
Mike will help us to find firm footing during these troubling times.
You can see many things at a time, but you can only look at one thing.
So here's a blessing from Mike.
Hi, folks. I know we're all going through a hard time right now. It's difficult, something we've never been through before. But I want to talk to you about something today that maybe will help us a little bit. I want to remind you of a story, one that you already know. We all studied as children, about Jesus walking on the water. It's in Matthew chapter 14. He sends his disciples across the sea. Like he'll join them later. He stays behind. As they're rowing across, a storm comes up. They try to keep rowing, but they're stuck in place. And that kind of reminds us of something like we're enduring today. We're sort of stuck in place. But they keep rowing. And in the midst of the storm, as you recall, Jesus comes walking to them on the water. And it scares them to death. They had never seen anything like this. Neither had anybody else. It was Peter. Peter was the one who said, "Lord, if it's you, bid me come to you walking on the water." And Jesus said, "Come." Now remember, these men were fishermen. They'd been on this lake, and this is a large lake. It's a small sea. And the storms could come up, and these weren't little white cap winds, or waves rather, that we run into out on Lake Palestine or Lake Tyler. These were serious waves. That boat was going up and down and up and down, and Jesus, as he was walking on the water, was going up and down. It was a frightening thing. But Peter gets out and begins to walk. The thing that strikes me is that it says, "And when Peter saw the wind." And I thought, that's odd. You can't see the wind. The wind's invisible. You can feel the wind. But mostly you see the effects of the wind. We see the trees when they're blowing. And on the sea, you see the waves. And Peter, for that moment, began to see the wind. These waves were high. They were frightening. They were something that could overtake them, that could simply wash them away. And as soon as he took his eyes off Jesus, he began to sink, and he cried out. And of course, Jesus immediately reached down and grabbed him. And I think probably then they walked together to the boat. What I want us to talk about is when we lose focus on Jesus. And it's easy to do because there are waves around us. The storms are always there. And sometimes they're worse than others. We're going through a pretty heavy storm right now. And it's real easy to get your eye, to get your focus on these huge waves and become frightened. When we lose focus on Jesus, we become afraid. This coronavirus, this is scary. And if that's all you look at, if that's all you focus on, you're going to be afraid. A paralyzing fear. But there are other things. Maybe it's the stock market. Oh, it's in the tank right now, or has been. If you focus on that, you can be afraid. Sometimes it's other things. It can be various kinds of burdens. It can be various kinds of anxieties. It can be various kinds of stresses. They all come. Life is full of them. They come over and over. Troubles. And if we focus on them, we lose our focus on Jesus. I was with John Eastland one time years ago, and we were at a shooting range where you shot clays. And we took a lesson just to sharpen our skills. It was right before dove season. And the instructor who was talking to us said, you can see many things at a time, but you can only look at one thing at a time. He was trying to get us to focus on that clay so that we could shoot it. Jesus is trying to tell us here, keep your focus on me. We have a Lord, a Savior, a Redeemer, the Alpha, the Omega, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Creator God. Anything that causes us to take our focus off of Jesus and what He can be and what He can do and what He is doing for us and in our lives, we'll be afraid. So let me encourage all of us to stay focused. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep praying. Keep studying. Keep looking to Him for the answers. He is our purpose. He is our meaning. He is our salvation. He is our deliverance. He is our wisdom. He's the answer. So let me encourage you, keep your focus on Jesus and have a good day.
A huge thanks to Mike for providing this teaching, and thank you for joining us for Bible class this week. If you would like to hear more from our Shiloh teachers, John Eastland has released a lesson we've titled Refresh, and I've put one out called The Bible and Crisis. Hope you all have a blessed week.